Godfather of Irish Drill. Shout out my boy, Demi TV.
It's Wave God in this motherfucker. Hey, shout my nigga Demi T though.
Got the song pop like I'm Iggy. All they talking about is last night like I'm Demi. Say you got.
Rupees donated $5. Damn ski pulled the Michael.
Dean TV, cool the merch in the description box. Go copy, son. Click the link in the description box below and support your boy. What's up, Dean family, Dean Nation? Today we're doing a reaction to In a Nutshell. You feel me? To the channel. Go check out in the description box below and show them some love and tell Dean since you feel me. We got some more educational shit, some shit we finna learn about, and they finna tell us about. You feel me? And it's the let's travel to the most dangerous place in the universe, or whatever the case may be. You feel me? If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, and share that video on all social medias, and comment below what reaction you want me to do next, and check out the original video in the description box below. Road to 100K, million in the Billy. So click the subscribe button. Let's birthday as a family, as a nation. So what are you doing? Click the subscribe button. Let's birthday. I'll be very grateful and thankful. Feel me? That's the goal and the milestone. And check out the Dean TV clothing merch in the description box below. Go copy some heat and drip and support your boy, me, and cop some heat over there. You feel me? And you won't be disappointed. You feel me? And let's get into this reaction.
The universe is pretty big and very strange.
Yeah.
Hundreds of billions of galaxies with sextillions of stars and planets, and in the middle of it all, there's Earth with you and us. But as enormous as the universe seems looking up, it seems to get even larger when you start looking down.
Yeah, because we part of the universe when you think about it. Like I said, as above, so below. So within, so without, you know. You know.
You are towering over worlds within worlds within worlds, each in plain sight, and yet hidden from your experience. Let's go on a journey. We'll start in a park about 1,000 meters long, enough for a 15-minute walk. Every time we click this magic button, we'll become 1,000 times smaller. Please slip into this magic science suit so you don't die and can still see. Ready? Let's go.
Okay. So, we are the person that he was talking about that were all in the video. Okay, I got you.
The miniature realm. You are the size of a grain of sand, just 2 millimeters high, standing on a blade of grass that seems as tall as an 8.
Y'all remember that Disney movie? If you know, you know. If you a 90s babies, you know. I don't know. It's a shrunk to keep. They shrink kid size, toy size, bug size, bro. They had bro. I forgot this Disney movie name, bro. If you know, you know. Like, I think if you're a 90s baby, you'll know what movie I'm talking about. Simple, like, bro, it was a good movie. I'm pretty sure a lot of 90s babies watched that bit for real. It's a classic Disney movie. That's the crazy thing about it. And it's crazy. Now you talking about it.
Story building to you. A square meter of lawn is now a dense metropolitan area with 100,000 blades or 2 Manhattans worth of grass towers. From your new tiny perspective, the park that you could quickly stroll through before is now the size of France. Crossing it would take at least a week. Human-sized humans loom over you, 4 times taller than the Empire State Building, their steps falling from horizon to horizon. A bee the size of a helicopter lands near you, making the ground shake as its hairy carapace vibrates with each wing beat. You try to escape, but are barely able to move because the air is so gooey. Before you clicked the button, air resistance was barely noticeable, but as you're now 1,000 times smaller, it's as if the air has become 1,000 times denser. It feels like you're moving through honey. Flying insects like bees use this to their advantage. Their wings are not made for gliding, but like paddles that row through the air. Scaled up to human size, the bee would outrun a Concorde jet, except it couldn't even take off because it would be too heavy for its wings.
Wow, fat ass bee. The fuck?
You kicked off your study session with a
That
lo-fi
motherfucker
playlist,
needed to go
but
on a
now
diet.
you really need to
The fuck?
focus. Turn your phone screen off, but keep your...
The microscopic realm. You've entered the microscopic realm and are now less than 2 micrometers tall, about the size of an E. coli bacteria. From your new tiny perspective, the park you started in is now 1,000,000 kilometers wide to you. If you walked non-stop, it would take some 25 years to cross it.
God
It's
damn.
hard to grasp just how huge the microscopic world
That's a
is to
long
its
time.
tiny inhabitants. The giant bee that was close a moment ago is now the size of Mount
That's
Everest,
how-
towering
that's
high
life.
into the
That's
sky,
for some
but
people.
alive, humming, and vibrating. The air here feels almost solid to you. On the human scale, it will be as viscous as lava, extremely hard to push through. The blade of grass now expands so far you can't see its edges, stretching as wide as Paris would to a regular-sized human. You see valleys that look like dried-up riverbeds, dead patches like deserts, and giant craters left behind by voracious aphids. But if you look closely, this is not terrain. These are rows of individual cells, each the size of a house with hard exteriors like glass shells. Every few cells, there are huge openings called stomata, like mouths, sucking in air and blowing out oxygen. Suddenly, the gigantic bee begins to move. A construct made of rigid pieces that slide against each other like a suit of armor. It takes off to escape a drop of water the size of an asteroid that fell from another blade of grass and is now rushing at you at
Bro.
breathtaking speed.
Being that size is dangerous as fuck.
You brace for impact,
Nah,
but
thing
instead
about
of
being
feeling
a
a strong
bug
punch,
is like
you just get
life
sucked
or
in.
death.
You try
That's
to
just
swim,
life or
but
death
the water
sentence,
feels thick
like,
and sticky
fuck.
and holds onto your limbs like glue. Air molecules are free spirits, while water molecules act more like social creatures that group together whenever possible. They pull on each other and create a relatively strong cohesive force that traps you. You can't help it, but you're still moving, tumbling in all directions, helplessly dragged along by an invisible current. Floating in this miniature lake are tens of thousands of microorganisms. They take on many forms. Viruses the size of tennis balls float around you aimlessly. Others, like Euglena oxyuris cells, pass you like freight trains. But most look like oily jellyfish the size of a car, sporting long tentacles that act like supercharged propellers. Despite the water holding onto them like glue, some move hundreds of body lengths per second, equivalent to a person
That's crazy to think about. That's wild.
shoveling through mud at over 600 kilometers an hour. However, bacteria weigh so little and water is so viscous that they basically have no inertia. There is no gliding on this scale. The result is a weird, jerky motion that's hard to keep track of. Maybe we can learn more about this strange motion if we go even
They
deeper.
scatter.
The molecule realm. You've become the size of a molecule, just under 2 nanometers wide. At your new tiny scale, the droplet now seems as big as the moon to a regular human. The blade of grass it rests on could reach from the tip of Alaska to the end of Australia, and the park is now almost the size of the solar system. But instead of mostly empty space, it is filled with stuff. Everywhere you look, there are innumerable amounts of molecules and atoms. The rigid walls of the grass cells beneath you are clearly vibrating, rippling with waves of energy. The water droplet contains nearly a sextillion water molecules that are all in motion. Water is actually a storm of H2O molecules smashing into each other hundreds of trillions of times a second. Each of them is moving at speeds of around 2,300 kilometers an hour and bombard their surroundings mercilessly, sending small objects hurtling in all directions.
That's interesting.
This is the source of the invisible current that you noticed when you were 1,000 times larger. Scaling this speed up to the human scale is impossible, as a human-sized molecule would be 2,000 times faster than the speed of light.
Damn.
All this furious motion comes from heat. Heat is a bit abstract at our human
That's
scale,
cool.
where you touch something and get a vague sense of whether it's hot or cold. But down here, you really feel what heat is. The motion of molecules, vibrating, twisting, and colliding as if they're inside a furious ball pit. When these molecules lose heat, they move more slowly and collide less often. When they gain heat, they speed up and smash together with renewed fervor. Temperature is basically the measure of the average speed of these fantastic dancers performing all day. Suddenly, a molecule hits you especially hard, and you're catapulted out of the water droplet into the air again. And here, you see something unexpected. The stuff between the air molecules. Nothing. Between the molecules that make up the air, there is a vacuum. On average, a molecule in the air travels for about 60 nanometers, which is about the length of a hockey rink if it were the size of a human. If we were to compress all the molecules and atoms buzzing around in the room you're watching this in, they would only fill about 0.1% of its volume. 99.9% of the space around you is a vacuum. You just don't notice it. Which also means that every time you take a breath, you breathe in mostly nothing, with a few atoms.
Yeah.
The subatomic realm. At your size of under 2 picometers, scale starts to lose its meaning. A human would be nearly 2 billion kilometers tall relative to you, so large they could stretch their arms from the sun to Saturn. An atomic nucleus would be the size of a grain of sand you could hold on the tip of your finger. That grain holds 99.97% of the atom's mass. The rest, a sphere of influence about as large as the Eiffel Tower from your perspective, is filled with an electron cloud. That's basically all the places where electrons might be at any given moment in time. Electrons are shapeshifters that morph around outside a nucleus, creating a new and vibrating mess of different shapes with every new moment. Unlike the graceful motion of planets, the atomic nuclei are chaotic blurs. They bulge, roll, quiver, and breathe. They hold back the same energy that powers nuclear bombs, and it doesn't let them sit still. They twist and vibrate sextillions of times a second. It's time to end our journey and return to... What are you doing? Stop it. The smallest place. We have reached the bottom, the border between reality and unreality. The scale here is the Planck length, which is the distance light travels in a Planck time. Planck time is the time it takes light to travel a Planck length. Okay. None of our models of the universe make sense at scales smaller than this, so for now, this is it. We think that down here, particles bubble into existence and then spontaneously disappear, creating a quantum foam of unimaginable energy. Can we go even smaller? We don't know. It's time to return.
That's interesting. That bit interesting.
I'm the most vicious, ruthless
Science
champion that
behind
ever
this
been.
bit
No one can match
Mike
my
Tyson.
style, impetuous, I'm ferocious.
I don't know if y'all seen that.
No.
Yeah.
It's time to return.
Would y'all want to go microside any type of form like this? Comment in the comment section. Me honestly, I want to try it.
If you look up, the universe is large and strange. So incredibly large and strange. But if you look down into the tiny and extremely tiny, the universe seems even larger and even stranger. In the end, the perfect place might be where you are right now. Not too big, not too small.
That's real.
I'm ready.
We did it. It worked.
Right under our noses, there's so much hidden that we never get to see with our own eyes. Entire realms of bizarre structures and outlandish creatures. What a magical place this is. A forest of slime molds, single-celled organisms that work together and form fungus-like structures. But we don't have time to hang out with these calm fellows any longer. Shh, now we're in the kingdom of the mighty tardigrades. Don't disturb them in their death-like slumber. Don't worry though, they'll wake up once the conditions are less rough. Oh, didn't mean to get in the way. Your cells are hustling to keep you alive, coordinating myriads of proteins. This might be the weirdest place yet, with no up or down. There's way too much going on. Better move on. Now, we're inside one of the parts that allow you to watch this video. The structure of a microchip is so small, it nearly breaks the rules of the quantum realm. Wait, something's happening. These hidden worlds are all part of our 12,023 human era calendar. This time, you can join us on a journey through the microcosm. With each turn of the page, you will reveal.
Hope you guys like that. Dean Family, D Nation. Like, comment, subscribe, and share that video on all social media and comment below what reaction you want to do next. See you guys next time. Love you.